A brief statement from Jungkook suddenly shook the global fandom. Sometimes, silence speaks louder than words. But is it always the right choice? That sentence was posted just a few hours after the controversy over Taehyung's treatment in Paris exploded on social media. Was Jungkook subtly criticizing Taehyung? Or was this a personal expression of anxiety aimed at their internal dynamics? These questions are now flooding online discussions, sparking heated speculation about what is really happening between the two BTS members who have long been known for their close relationship. How could a bond that appeared harmonious for years suddenly be questioned just because of one drama in Paris? And more importantly, has the public gone too far in drawing conclusions from a single ambiguous post? The drama began when videos showing Taehyung's moments in Paris spread widely on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Fans saw Taehyung attending a prestigious event, but the media spotlight seemed absent. Worse still, some staff appeared not to provide him with proper assistance. Fans were outraged, calling the incident a veiled insult to Taehyung. But as the wave of criticism against the event organizers peaked, Jungkook, long known as someone who rarely involves himself in controversies, suddenly posted a statement that triggered various interpretations. Sometimes, silence can be stronger than words. But is it always the right choice? Was Jungkook questioning Taehyung's decision to remain silent in the face of a situation his fans viewed as unfair? Or was he criticizing himself for also choosing not to speak up earlier? These questions have now split fans into two major camps. Many ARMYs believe this was Jungkook's subtle way of urging Taehyung to be more vocal in confronting injustice. He may just want Taehyung to realize that as a global artist, he has the right to demand better treatment, wrote a Twitter user in a post that has gained over 100,000 likes. Yet, many others feel fans are overanalyzing Jungkook's post. Why do you always search for drama behind every word? It could simply be his personal reflection, not aimed at anyone, wrote another fan in frustration. This situation has created a major dilemma for ARMY. Should we keep interpreting every move and gesture from Jungkook and Taehyung, or step back and allow them to resolve matters privately? Furthermore, some Korean entertainment industry analysts have highlighted this phenomenon as a reflection of how modern fans often place high expectations on their idols. The fact that a single sentence can ignite a global opinion war shows how fragile the line is between an artist's private life and public interpretation, said an entertainment columnist in Seoul. Yet there's another, sharper theory. Some suggest Jungkook's post was not merely about his relationship with Taehyung, but also a veiled message to the global entertainment industry. From this perspective, Jungkook's words are seen as a critique of those who allow injustice to happen, while reminding everyone that silence will not bring change. If true, has the public failed to grasp the bigger meaning and instead become trapped in an internal BTS drama? On the other hand, we cannot ignore another, more controversial possibility. Was this drama merely a media construction to create sensation? Many netizens remain skeptical about the authenticity of the circulating videos. They question the reality of those moments, knowing how easily a narrative can be shaped through carefully edited video clips, let's be honest. In the era of social media algorithms, controversy is the most effective fuel for boosting engagement. Could certain parties have deliberately crafted this drama to keep Taehyung and Jungkook at the center of global conversations? Or are fans themselves unknowingly fueling the hype by endlessly discussing and debating it? If this drama really is a fabrication, we must ask a fundamental question: who benefits? Is this a smart promotional strategy? Or is there a larger agenda at play behind the scenes? But if the events are real, the public must ask, was it appropriate for Jungkook to question Taehyung in public? Does such an action worsen the situation, or could it pave the way for improvement? So far, there's been no direct statement from either artist. This has left a wide space for speculation. And unfortunately, the less official information is available, the more room there is for wild theories to flourish. As critical readers, we must start asking ourselves, are we certain that every piece of information we see on social media is an accurate representation of reality? Are we truly defending justice for Taehyung, or simply enjoying the thrill of a conflict that may never have existed? Is it possible Jungkook's post was nothing more than a fleeting emotional outpouring that has now been twisted into a global controversy, we live in an era where truth is often blurred by narratives. This is where skepticism and reflection become crucial. Don't rush to believe one side of the story. Question everything you see and seek solid evidence before drawing conclusions. Now, as you read this, ask yourself, is this event real or merely a game of perception? Have we, as fans, behaved maturely, or have we fallen into a mindset that is easily provoked? One thing is certain, this debate is far from over. Every word, gesture, or silence from Jungkook and Taehyung will continue to be analyzed under a magnifying glass by a public hungry for answers. Yet in the midst of the raging emotions and thousands of comments flooding every post about Jungkook and Taehyung, we must pause and ask, does all of this truly reflect reality? Or is it just an illusion created by social media? The fact that this information comes from platforms like TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and online forums should serve as an early warning for us. How often do we find that a viral narrative is built from edited video snippets, one-sided interpretations, or even fabrications? Could the Paris drama be just a carefully maintained narrative designed to grab attention? Jungkook, with his ambiguous post, seems to have become the focal point of all this speculation. The sentence sometimes, silence can be stronger than words. But is it always the right choice? Sparked an uncontrollable wave of interpretations. But we must ask, is it fair to immediately conclude that he was criticizing Taehyung? Or was this simply Jungkook's personal reflection with no connection to the Paris drama? Phenomena like this are not new in the history of global fandoms. We have seen many times how the slightest movements of big artists are easily twisted into narratives completely different from their original intent. Have we as an audience failed to separate fact from assumption? Imagine for a moment, if this event is nothing more than sensationalism, how easily millions of people are being played by algorithms. Taehyung's video moments where he seemed ignored, Jungkook's ambiguous comment, all woven into a story that dramatizes the situation. Are we becoming part of a perception game deliberately designed to manipulate emotions? Conversely, if there really is hidden conflict or tension between Jungkook and Taehyung, is it appropriate for us to interfere and amplify the issue? As fans, have we crossed privacy boundaries by forcing them to answer questions they never directly raised? Let's reflect together. As you read this article, ask yourself, am I sure the information I've received is complete and undistorted? Could it be that I'm only seeing small, curated pieces meant to provoke my reaction? Who stands to gain the most if the narrative Jungkook questions Taehyung continues to be discussed widely? In today's digital media era, public opinion can be shaped by a single post. Was Jungkook's upload truly spontaneous, or had it been carefully considered to achieve a specific impact? Was it an honest expression of his anxiety, or part of a larger communication strategy? We must also question the role of media in amplifying this drama. Sensational headlines on various news portals are often created to attract clicks, not to convey truth. Are we, as readers, smart enough to filter which information is truly credible and which is designed only to exploit our curiosity? The global BTS fandom, known as ARMY, has long been praised for its solidarity and power. But in this case, we must ask, are armies uniting to defend the truth, or are they splitting apart due to unconfirmed speculations? One thing is clear, the world will continue to monitor every step Jungkook and Taehyung take. But before we join in spreading opinions or believing the circulating narratives, let's pause for a moment. Do we really know what's happening, or are we simply swallowing whole a story presented to us? As critical readers, you have a responsibility not to become part of the sensationalism machine. We remind you again, the information in this article was gathered from various social media platforms such as TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and other online media. However, the truth of this information still requires further verification.